Good afternoon, guys. How you doing so far today? Are you trying your best to be the best you can be in anything you're doing? Look at your day. It's not over. Go back at it again. Think about something that you consider perhaps a loss or something that you know you could have did better at. Go back to the thinking that was involved in that. And now remember the two greatest weapons, tools you have always at your disposal: your belief in yourself and your determination, your spirit of never giving up, getting back at it again if you have that opportunity again today, or thinking about the future when that opportunity may come back to you, and think about how you will respond differently this time. That is the spirit of always doing your best, even if you've experienced a loss or a failure. Never forget, you can learn from it. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, guys.
I don't end up doing things that are destructive when I'm busy doing things that are constructive. The truth is, I was never a drug addict. I just had too much free time and made bad choices. This planet is filled with bad choices. Pornography, strip joints, casinos. If you were filled up all day long with activities, if you were addicted to productivity, if you were junkied out on potential, you wouldn't have time for all the other garbage. I wouldn't spend money on stuff I don't need. When is that money spent? When do we waste most of our money on this planet? During the holidays, when we have free time. When do you spend your money? When do you go in debt? On the holidays, free time. So if I can just stay busy, if I can use time and create time. How do I create time? I have 24 hours and I'm gonna jam as much in those 24 hours as I can, and then I'll let you worry about me burning out, because that's what I'll hear next. What about burnout? When you're gonna burn out? Look, I'm 60 years old. The more I do, the more I can do, and the younger I get. The more I do, the younger I feel. The more I do, the younger my body feels. I'm not going to burn out. I'm not a candle. I'm not wax. The counselor back in the treatment center said to me, dude, aren't you worried about, because he's seen my success now, and he's like, aren't you worried about burning out? I'm like, dude, you're the burnout, bro. You're the burnout. You're the one that said I was going to come back. You're the one that said I would never make it. You're the one that said don't write books. I've written 7 of them, man, okay? You're the one that said don't be a star. I am. I have my own TV studio. Right? You're the one that said, Grant, don't get rich. Just be satisfied that you don't use drugs again. No, I got rich, okay? I did the rich, I did the books, I did the TV. I'm going to be on a billboard. I'm going to be on a bus, bro. Look, what are you doing? I'm not worried about burnout. I am not a candle. Candles burn out. Spiritual beings don't. So human beings are trapped as spiritual beings. They're trapped. This is what I believe. I believe the spiritual being is trapped in a body. Okay, I believe I'm a spiritual being, not a human being. The spiritual being would have tremendous potential, unbelievable potential. It would be the light on the candle, not the candle. The body would be the candle, okay, and the spiritual being would be the flame. I'm the flame, and I want to see how hot can I burn. Okay, how far can I go? How much light can I bring to the world? How much positive truth message can I bring this planet? How much more can I do? And I think the problem is people are settling out with just enough. Pay the bills, take care of my family, get my little box, get my little house, put my little welcome mat on the front, put the little gate around the yard. We're all gonna be happy. I don't want the box. I don't want one location. I don't need the welcome mat. I want to know the world. I want to travel the world. I want to do more. I want to be in more places. I want to have friends in every country. I want to inspire people in every language. And I want other people to see and they can do the same thing, you know. And maybe at the end of all this, I just become everybody's uncle that I never had.
Burnout is real, but I think most burnout happens because people are not doing the thing that they actually love doing. It's not just about being busy and keeping your mind occupied all day. You can be busy and hate your life and get burnt out. If I was an accountant, I would hate my life and burn out in a day because I don't like being an accountant. But doing this thing that I love, I put in way more effort, way more work, and I love it. It's been 10 plus years of still having my YouTube channel, and I'm not burnt out. If anything, I'm pushing harder than ever before because I love it. And so I think it's not just about being busy, it's about being busy on the thing that is your mission for life. Now, compassion fatigue is a thing. Doing it so much that you burn out yourself is possible. But again, that is not why most people are burning out. Most people, I believe, are burning out because they're spending too much time, too much energy, too much effort doing things that they hate. And if you wake up and hate your life and hate the job you're about to go to, then there's no wonder why you feel like you're burning out. So I recently came back from going to Tony Robbins' event in Dallas. He invited me to sit in the front row, and super blessed and grateful to have Tony's support. And I went there with Alex, friend of the channel, who helps me run Toronto Dance Salsa. And we were on a super crunch timeline because Alex was teaching classes the evening before we left, and then the day of the last event. And we rushed down there. Alex was flying in just to get to the event. He's late on the first day. We're rushing to leave on the last day. And it's nonstop. If you've been to a Tony Robbins event, it's all day, all night. It's 8 in the morning to midnight, and then up again the next day and doing the same thing. And it's wild and it's fun. It's amazing. And my favorite thing to do whenever I travel is actually meet Believe Nation, meet you guys. And so all through the event, I wear my Believe hoodie, and I'm not wearing Grant stuff. I'm wearing Evan Carmichael stuff with the plane and the Believe on the back, and people are stopping me. And that's actually the best. It doesn't take away from my experience. Tony's often on stage at the top at the beginning of every event saying, hey, I have some friends of mine, you might know them, they might be celebrities, leave them alone, don't talk to them, let them have their own experience. And it always makes me sad when he says that, because for me, meeting you guys, meeting people who recognize me, and that's a group that I over-index because people who watch Tony videos, you know, they're probably gonna find my content. I like it more when people come and say hi. It adds to the experience for me. And then on the last day, before we rushed out to go to the airport, I set up a meetup, right? I had an hour open before having to get to the airport. So let's do a meetup. Let's do a local Dallas, Richardson, Texas meetup, right? And it could have spent the time doing something else or sleeping in or writing my book or doing anything else. but it's not burnout for me. Like, that fuels me. That gives me more energy. I love it. Hanging out with Believe Nation gives me more energy than it takes away. And I then took an Uber to get to the airport, and the guy who drove the Uber was actually in the meetup in Richardson. He's like, I gotta leave early because I gotta start my job. Okay, great. And then I book an Uber, and there he is. A total fluke, but amazing. And so it's a lot of work. You know, I was all day, all night, not connecting with my team, not doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. And then I still make time to be with people and make a 1 hour meetup because that hour was open, and it fuels me. But if it was something that I hated, just that half an hour, just 15 minutes, I'd start to feel like I'm burning out. Like, I don't want to be here. Like, this is terrible. And so I think it's really important that you're doing work that you love. That would be a burnout for other people, but not a burnout for you because you love it so much. So how do you find it? How do you find the work that you love? I got a 3-step process called Who, I, How. I'm going to talk about it in depth in my next book, but let's do a super quick analysis here to help you guys who might be struggling. Step number 1 is who. So your who is your most important core value. What is your most important core value as a human being? Mine is believe. It's the one word most important core value for me. So when you figure out what it is that you stand for as a human, you can then look at your life and see where you're falling short. If you're unhappy with life, it's because you are living incongruently with your most important core value. So someone whose core value is freedom, as an example, you can look at your life. Like, are you allowed to be free? Are you free at work? Are you free in your relationships? Are you free, in these different areas? If not, then you're not going to be happy. That's why you're not happy, because your boss doesn't allow you to have freedom. Mine is believe. So believe has to be in everything that I touch. If there's a situation that's lacking believe, I'm not going to be happy with it. So that just gives you already an indication of who you are and starts to make sense of your life going backwards and allows you to plan it better going forward. So it's one of the most important exercises I think anybody can do. Figure out what your who is. Who, I, how. Step 2 is why. So why is your purpose? Your purpose comes from your pain. Your purpose comes from the deepest, darkest, most painful moment in your life. Whatever that was, your purpose is to help other people who are currently going through that thing. Whatever you struggled with, suffered with, endured, felt like you never want to wish that on your worst enemy, never want to go back and experience again that pain. That's what I'm talking about. You want to help other people who are currently going through that pain, because there's a lot of people who are currently going through that thing. Who you were X number of years ago, there's a lot of people who are currently like that right now. That's who you want to help for life. That'll never get old. That's your purpose for life. I want to help entrepreneurs for life. I believe in entrepreneurs for life because I struggled so much as an entrepreneur, and I want to make the path a little bit easier for everybody else. So that's your why. And your who and your why are constant. They never change. Your core values and your purpose are for life, and that's amazing. The last step is how. Who, I, how. How is your passion. How is how you got out of the pain that you're in. So you struggled with something. How did you get out of it? You may not be fully out of it. Maybe you're still in your journey out of it, but you're further ahead than you used to be. How did you get out of it? Did you read books? Did you watch videos? Did you meditate? Did you walk your dogs? Did you listen to music? Like, how did you get out of it? How did you get out of it? And that is a recipe that you can teach other people. How you got out of it was not some random one-off situation. You can teach other people. So I struggled a lot with my business. I felt worthless as a human. I wanted to quit. I told my partner that I quit. How I got out of it was modeling success. I looked at Bill Gates, how he started Microsoft, and I applied those strategies to my business, and we started to see some success. 20 years later, what am I doing? Still modeling success. Right? I want to learn from Grant. I want to learn from Steve. I want to learn from Kanye. I want to learn from these people. That's why I keep creating this content. How I got out of it was studying success, and now I teach other people how to study success. Right? How you actually go about doing it may change. When I first started doing it 20 years ago, it was through books. Right? Now it's through videos. And in 10 years, 20 years, it's going to be through VR and a bunch of other technologies that I'm sure are coming. But the how you got out is a teachable recipe that you can give to other people. So if you're struggling with burnout and you think it's because you don't love the work that you're doing, and you know that you're destined for something greater, that you do have Michael Jordan level talent at something, but you don't know what it is and you want to figure it out, figure it out. This is the process. This is the easiest process I know of to get there. Figure out your who, your one word most important core value. Figure out your why, your purpose comes from your pain, and figure out your how, which is your passion, how you got out of it. You can teach other people, and that will set you up for an amazing life with hopefully very little burnout and definitely a lot of purpose. Now, I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know, what is your purpose? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video and you're going to take some action immediately after watching it, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
As Henry Rollins said, I don't have talent, so I just get up earlier.
Karina, what are you doing? We have to launch our PPC campaigns.
I have zone totals.
But I'm trying.
The thing that people think about becoming great, about doing the extraordinary, is that it's just meant for some people and not meant for others. And they spend their time making other people extraordinary as a way to let themselves off the hook. Because if somebody is just gifted, if they were blessed by God, if they were touched by an angel, and they just have something that you don't and something that you never will have, then it's fine for them to be great and you to be ordinary. But the reality is it's not how it works. But somehow the cultural narrative has become one where we celebrate natural talent. That if somebody is graced by God, that if they have something divine about them, that they're somehow better, that it's more beautiful than the scrappy person who's had to work for everything they've ever had. The guy who simply acknowledges, like Henry Rollins, that he doesn't have more talent than the next person. He's simply willing to outwork them. He's willing to set the alarm, to get up, to do whatever it takes, to find his path, to create that skill, to outwork talent, to show that by putting in that energy and that effort, there's a magnification effect that is far greater than anything that can be given to you, bestowed upon you. You have to grab it. You have to take it. You have to have a level of intensity in your life to be able to leverage it and create something amazing. And as Warren Buffett said, intensity is the price of excellence. If you want to be great, you've got to cultivate that intensity. You've got to understand it's not about what you were born with. It's not about what you were given, where you started, or even where you're going. It is entirely about what you plant at the center of your soul, how hard you're willing to go after something, how much focus you're willing to put in your life, and how often you come back to that level of intensity for who you want to be. Because if you want to be excellent, you will have to pay a price. And that price is eternal vigilance. Vigilance over how you spend your time. Vigilance over the demands you make of yourself. Vigilance over what you allow yourself to think and believe. And when you get to the point that you only allow yourself to think and believe things that move you towards your goals, that every day the actions you take are things that are designed to get you there, and that you have the intensity to follow that through, to shape yourself, to create a new version of you capable of doing something extraordinary, then your life is going to be what you want. But not until then. It's never going to be anything if you just make other people extraordinary and say, I could never do that. But the reality is you could, and you're just not. So the thing that you have to face right now is that it is within your grasp. You just have to go after it.
If you want to see the one-on-one I did recently with Grant, check it out right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
True wealth cannot be created working. It can only be created investing. Elon Musk is completely invested. He has no cash and no houses.
Hey Alicia, si te veo me desmayo, Alicia. Hey Alicia, try to reach your mind, you know it. I'm going wild, who you know, gonna go out for you like I do. Who you know, foolish enough to steal que te cuida, chica. Soy un iluso codiciado, sometido a la justicia que tengo en mi niña. Hay que furor en vida, hay que carisma tiene Alicia. Ella me desquicia, no es todo una primicia, que en el amor se oficia. Cuando me suelta una sonrisa, el corazón propicia. Dice que me acaricia, solo sería ficticia. Dime que quieres.
Legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel that power of you controlling your breathing. That power that's available to you all the time, wherever you are in life. That power to reconnect to your greatest gift right now, your presence, your being. Your infinitely intelligent being. The same stuff we're all made of. And with that stuff that we're made of, we can control the most powerful supercomputer in the universe, your mind. But only you can do it. Only you can control your own mind. So let's do that right now, and let's see the future. Today, our time together, let's see ourselves doing the best we can on every single exercise and stretch. For this is not only the gym that we have available to us right now, in this space wherever we are, but it is also the gym of life, where we grow our minds all the time. Good morning, determination. How's everyone doing today? Another great day, wherever we are. Today for myself, I'm indoors. Maybe you yourself are indoors as well too. Well, wherever you are, let's go. Let's make this the best gym period we've ever had. It may not be exactly where we want to be. We may not be in school or at work where we really want to be, but wherever we are right now, let's do this to the best of our ability. Here we go, determination, here we go. When I say go, we're going to start jogging on the spot for 1 minute. Ready, and go. And as always, we're thinking about our breathing, focused on our breathing. Feeling that power of us always being able to control our breath. Even when our heart starts beating faster, whether it's through exercise, whether it's through something stressful, something maybe we might be afraid of or we don't like, we get to control our breathing. The same way we get to control our thoughts. And our thoughts affect our feelings. So if we can control our thoughts, we can control our feelings. Almost there, everyone, almost there. Keep going. Keep going, determination, keep going. And stop. All right. You can walk on the spot, or you can walk side to side as you recover your breathing. Always feeling that power of you controlling your breathing. This is the best. What we have right now, wherever you are, you've got your mind and your body in the gym of life. And you get to be your best right now on whatever stretches, exercises we're about to do together. Here we go. Here we go, determination. That's why I love gym. Gym is the best. Grow your mind in the gym of life. Here we go. Let's do 10 shoulder rolls forward. Ready, everyone? Here we go. The best 10 shoulder rolls forward ever. Still controlling our breathing. Shoulders all the way up and around as high as we can towards our ears. And backwards. Again, feel the power of you controlling your body right now. In these simple movements, simple motions, you get to control your body. The way you control your mind, same way. Alright, and let's do arm circles forward, everyone. Arm circles forward, 10 big ones forward. Feeling the joy of our arms moving through space. Alright, and backwards. Excellent. Alright, everyone, let's put our hands on our hips, bend the knees, and side stretch. There we go. 5 on each side. Alright, and let's twist our bodies. Here we go. Feet flat on the floor. 5 on each side. Really thinking about what we're doing. Really trying to feel every part of our body as it's moving in space. Alright, good. Okay, let's do 5 push-ups together. Here we go. 5 push-ups. Best 5 push-ups. Again, if you got to keep your knees on the ground, that's okay. Just do your best, always. And 5 sit-ups. Excellent. And standing up. 5 squats. Here we go. Body straight ahead, looking straight ahead. All the way down, all the way up. All right. Let's do 3 lunges on each side. Here we go. Arms out. Still controlling our breathing. All right, and let's do 10-second plank. Belly's knees off the ground. Again, feeling the joy of you pushing your body a little bit outside its comfort zone. Because you know that's where the growth is. All right, everyone, and standing up. Reach for the ceiling on your toes. Or the sky if you're outdoors. Today I happen to be indoors. If you're outdoors, reach for that sky. If you're indoors, reaching for that ceiling. We may not touch it yet, or ever, but we're going to reach, we're going to strive. Just like we do in life, no matter what. Okay, now reach for your toes. Again, it's okay if you don't touch your toes, but keep your knees straight. Reaching for your toes. Feeling the pull in the back of your leg. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. All right, come on up. And let's balance. Grab one leg, find that balance, bend the other knee. Well done, everyone. Keep going. Keep thinking about what you're doing right now. And switch. Again, feel the pull on the front of the thigh. Bend the other leg. Find that balance. If you lose it, just try to work hard to get it back and then hold it there. Excellent. All right, now let's hug our knee. Here we go, all the way up. And try to steady that other foot on the ground. Bend the knee if you have to and pull all the way up. Hold it for 10. Always working hard to find that balance. Where we balance our thoughts, our mind, balance our bodies, wherever we are in space. All right, and switch. Just always think of safety too. Make sure you have enough space, clearance around you, in case you do lose your balance. Hold it there. Well done. Okay, good. And let's sit down, everybody. And reaching for our toes, straight knees again. Reaching is what matters. If you don't get to your toes, that's okay as long as you're reaching. Feeling the pull on the back of your legs. Not the pain, just a little bit of a pull. Okay, V shape with your legs. Now reach for the floor as far away from your body as you can. Hold it there for 10 seconds. Okay, now reach for one side and hold it there again. Always thinking about the moment, thinking about what we're doing right now. Experiencing the joy of being able to reach for something to help our bodies get better. And switch the other side. See, you can do this almost anytime, any place. You can work on your mind and your body wherever you go in life, in everything you do, not just in exercise and stretches. All right, here we go. And let's do feet together. Gently push your knees down with your elbows and hold it there for 10 seconds. If you feel your breathing going on autopilot or becoming automatic again, take control of that. Deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. Good. One leg forward, one leg back. Keep the knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Hold it there. 10 seconds. And switch to the other side. Knee on the ground. Go as far back as you can. Always remembering that you are the boss of your mind, and your mind is the boss of your body. That makes you the big boss. You get to control yourself. You get to use your determination no matter what. All right. And let's roll onto our bellies and push the floor. Looking up at the ceiling. Cobra stretch. Here we go. Hold it for 10 seconds. Feeling that nice stretch in our lower back, neck, back of our arms. All right, and legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed. Taking deep, long breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now, activating that third eye, that mind's eye that we all have. We can't see it, but we know it's there. So use your mind's eye right now to see yourself doing the best you can today when that music goes on whatever 2 exercises, stretches you've chosen to do. For me, today I'm going to be holding the push-up position for one song, the first song, and then I'm going to be holding the squat position for the second song, as long as I can. And if I happen to let go or not be able to hold it, I'm going to continue on until that song's over. What about you? You can put on your own 2 songs today, and you can do your own exercises. But think about which exercises you're going to do right now, safely within the space you have. You can do what I'm doing. You can listen to what I'm listening to, or you can choose your own. But whatever you do, determine right now, see in your mind what you will do when that music goes on. All right, determination, here I go, holding the push-up position. And let's go, whatever you're doing, whatever you've decided, let's see it. Let's see your best. Here we go together. Let's go, determination, let's go. Looking forward to being better than we were last time, a little bit more than last time. See if I can hold it for the whole song, let's see. Wasn't able to do it last time we did this together. Or the last time I did it on my own, but I'm going to work at it right now. Because I love the process of trying to get better at something. Whether it's building strength in my body, building strength in my mind, working on creating nothing but positive images, thoughts, visions in my mind, working on being the best human being I can be. What about you? What is it for you? Whatever it is, just enjoy the process of learning, growing together, whatever we're doing. And sometimes we're going to feel that discomfort. Like right now, I can already feel my muscles already uncomfortable. But then I can feel my determination saying, I get to determine whether I'm going to stop or keep going, no matter what. You too. Let's go, determination. Let's go. All right. Didn't get through the whole song, but I'm going to get right back at it again. Song's not over. Got to keep going. There we go. Shaking it up. Not being mad that we didn't get to where we want to be yet, but feeling happy that we get to go at it again. Here we go. Always thinking about our breathing. Always thinking about finishing strong, no matter what. Always going right to the end, finishing what we set out to do, no matter what. little bit more. We gotta keep going. You too, whatever you're doing, keep going. Determination, keep going. Let's go. It's not over yet. The song's still playing. Focus on that breathing. Good air in. Bad air out. Here we go. Another round. Oh, I love it. I love the process of building our true great self through exercising our bodies and our minds together. Oh, that's the next song. All right. Time for some squats. Holding the squat position. What about you? What are you going to do next? Let's go. Determination. Here we go. Ready? All right. If you're doing what I'm doing, just try to keep your feet flat on the floor, looking straight ahead, going as far down as you can, your bottom towards the ground, and holding it there as long as you can until that music's done. Because our music, you know the truth, our music's never done. Our energy, our determination is built to last, to get through anything. Let's go, determination. Let's go. If you're sweating, that's good. Feel your body releasing some of that fluid, some of that old fluid, water. Make sure you drink lots of water when we're done. Make sure you always fill your body with good food. All right. And here we are again. Back to where it all begins. Where it all begins and never ends. That source, that oneness, that consciousness, that awareness. That we know is in all of us. That power to determine, to control our minds. You see, nobody else, nothing else in this universe can do what you do every day. In the gym of life. Only you, human being, only you, infinitely intelligent being, can do the ultimate. Only you can control your mind, your thoughts, and therefore your feelings. But it takes a lot of hard work. It takes, first of all, believing that you can do it. If you don't believe in yourself, your mind health, your chance at mind wealth is not possible. But that's not the way it was meant to be. You were born to win. Control over your mind, your thoughts. To have and be all you were meant to be. And that means believing 100% in who you really are. And that is the key to your mind health and your mind wealth, your happiness, your freedom, your success, your infinite peace and love towards everything and anything. It's possible. It's all because of you, your determination. United with all of our determination creates that oneness, that consciousness. Determination. And that's why I love you, determination, wherever you are. I miss you, I miss being in your presence, but here today, we united. We enjoyed this process fully. And the way we do or did this is the same way we can do anything, including being the best for all those around us, wherever we are right now. So keep going, determination. Keep working on controlling your mind. Because that's for all your health, mind health, your happiness, your freedom, all your love that can never be taken away. I love you, everyone. Have a great week. Until the next time.
What if every day when you woke up, okay, you did this? You write out, okay, on a sheet of paper on your computer, all right, I'm so happy and grateful for the fact that I am now earning. I'm so happy and grateful for the fact that I am now earning, and put a number there. I'm now earning whatever. Let's say you're making $10,000, whether it's a day, a week, or a month. I'm now earning $20,000. Okay, I'm now earning. And then in the very next step, you started to see yourself earning that amount of money. You started to see yourself and how you felt. You start to see yourself and how many people you would impact. You started to see yourself as you upgraded your knowledge and your skills, and you developed, and you started to feel proud, and you started to feel in alignment with making that amount of money. Okay, so you started to visualize. Why? Because visualization is simulation, and you start to fire off the neurons in your brain. Right? You start to fire off the neurons in your brain. The neurons that fire together will wire together. That's part one. Then, what would you need to believe? What would you need to believe, all right, in order to earn twice as much money? What would you need to believe about yourself, right? What would you need to think? And then, what would you need to do that day, right? That week, that month. All right, so in my trunk, when you set a goal, like you just said, I'm so happy now earning $2 trillion company. When you set that goal and you haven't built $1 million company, your brain deletes it because it activates the uncertainty and fear centers. So set a goal that's just outside of your comfort zone, all right? Just outside of your comfort zone that scares you a little bit, but also encourages you and inspires you. So what would you need to believe? What would you need to do? What would you need to think? And then what skills would you need to upgrade? Whose help would you need in order to make that a reality? So we go from ideation or imagination. We go from ideation and imagination, which is the Einstein part of the brain. All right. And then we ask ourselves all those other questions so that now we could put a path towards that.
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, John Assaraf, and my take on his top 10 rules for success. Enjoy. Rule number 2, target the right audience.
Hey, do you know what this Rubik's Cube has to do with whether or not you will achieve business success or not? Everything. Let me explain. If you take this Rubik's Cube and you try to solve it on your own, there are literally tens of thousands of different moves that you can make to try and solve it. And 99% of people do not solve the Rubik's Cube when they try. Why? Well, because first and foremost, they don't know where to start. They don't know the algorithm or the process of how to make the colors that they want be in the place that they want. And so they randomly try things over and over and over again. Now, here is what's crazy. If you hopped on YouTube and watched a 6-minute video and just followed the step-by-step process that is taught in some cases by 8 or 9-year-old kids, you could solve this Rubik's Cube in less than 10 minutes, even after you made a few mistakes. Now, why do so many people try to figure stuff out for themselves when the answer already exists? And I want you to think about this in relationship to your business. Whatever industry you're in, is it true that somebody has achieved the success that you are looking to achieve, whether it's to make your first 100,000 or 250,000 or 500,000 or a million or 10 million? Is it true that in the business that you're in, somebody is already doing well? Well, I assume you said yes. So why aren't you doing what already exists as far as a blueprint or a path? And there's only going to be one of several reasons. Number one is you might think you're lazy, and I don't think you're lazy. I think you just might be disciplined to certain habits that you have right now. But if you said, John, I don't know where to go to get the answers that I need, I want you to think about business in these terms. To build a successful business to any level, there's a very specific pattern or algorithm to generate leads, whether it's 1 extra lead a day or 10 or 30. And you can generate leads from your own contacts. You can generate leads by creating content, on the internet. You can do direct mail. You can do advertising on radio or television or on Facebook or Instagram or many of the other social media channels. So all of the how to generate leads already exists. But even before you generate leads, you have to know some of the fundamentals of marketing to the right audience. So you don't want to just be, putting ads out there or content out there without also knowing that you should be speaking to one person who needs and wants what you have more than anybody else. And an easy way to do this, take out a sheet of paper and write down avatar number 1. So profile number 1. And write down who needs and wants what you have. And so if you want to know who needs and wants what you have, just get a profile of your existing clients, of who's buying my products or services. Why are they buying it? Where are they searching to buy my products or service? Is it through networking? Is it through word of mouth? Is it on my webpage? How are they getting to my webpage? Everything can be reverse engineered to the formula of traffic times conversion equals revenue. So the amount of leads you get, whether it's cold calling, whether it's at an event, when you can go to events, whether it's online or offline, you need to know how to speak to one person, and you need to speak to her or him in a way that lets them know that you have something that can help them.
Rule number 3, get rid of limiting beliefs.
Limiting beliefs. If we have constructive, positive, empowering beliefs, we move forward and take action. But when we have a limiting belief, like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not skilled, I'm too young, I'm too old, I'm too white, I'm too black, I'm too Asian, Caucasian, I'm this or I'm that, I'm not enough of this, I'm not enough of that. Where are our beliefs? right? We have two types of beliefs. We have conscious beliefs that we can declare, and then we have subconscious beliefs as well. Which ones are the more powerful of the two? Mike Edwards says subconscious beliefs, right? Mike says subconscious beliefs. Were you born with any beliefs? Like if you were a neuroanatomist, okay, if you're a neuroanatomist, if you were to look in the brain, where would you find your beliefs? The positive, the negative ones, the good ones, the challenging ones, the constructive, destructive. Where would you find them? What are they? Like, what are they? Right? Like, what are they? Aren't those patterns that have been reinforced based on what we learned in childhood? Aren't those patterns that our parents gave us, our teachers, our brothers, our sisters, our neighbors, right? Didn't we develop our beliefs through the imprinting years, 0 to 5 or 6, the modeling years, 5 or 6 to 7 or 8, and then the experiential years, right? All the way from birth to 25, 26, when our brain was pretty plastic and we developed these beliefs about what to believe. We weren't born with any. They're nothing more than neural patterns in the brain. Now, how many of you have heard the word neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity, right? What is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is the scientific fact that our brain is plastic, right? What does that mean? It's not like plastic like this brain. It means that we have brain cells, right? So the brain cells, okay, there's a cell, there's an axon, okay, or a body, then there's dendrites at the end, right? And there's synapse gaps in between the brain cells. So those brains have potentiality. And let's say we are told that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not worthy, you'll never amount to much, you're too young, you're too old, you don't have enough knowledge, you don't have enough skill. If those patterns are created and those neurons are active and releasing those neurochemicals from a receptor or from a sending neuron to a receptor neuron, and that happens often enough, that neuron structure or pathway becomes more solid, just like developing a highway system in a city. And the pathways that are active and reinforced when we are young become the default pathways, just like the highways and the roads that you take every single day to go to the stores you take. Now, if it's true that our neural pathways are not fixed, but the pathways that are easy to run across, okay, or to fire the signals, okay, are the ones that are dominant, is it possible to let go of the limiting, destructive, disempowering beliefs that somebody else gave us for the most part, or we experienced? Is it possible that through conditioning, programming, deliberately choosing our beliefs and reinforcing new neural pathways, we can create new neural pathways? Right? So if a neural pathway can be created and neural pathways can be deactivated, then why not deliberately and consciously evolve yourself?
Rule number 4, create a selling process.
When you figure out some of the math and then you ask yourself, okay, how am I going to get my product or service, knowledge or skills that I'm selling, whatever it is that you're selling, how do I get that in front of the right prospects? And I'm going to keep coming back and forth, either online or offline. Online or offline. How much do you think achieving business success is an inner game thing? Do you think that it's a combination of winning the inner game and also winning the outer game of what you need to do? You and I own the most powerful biocomputer in the whole universe that can help us achieve our goals faster and easier than ever before. But if we're focusing on why we can't, if we're not focusing on knowing the numbers, if we're not focusing on understanding how do we take our product or service and create marketing and a selling process to get it in front of people, then we're missing the syntax, the process to achieve the success that we want.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5, develop new habits.
My name is Scott Harrison.
Just listen.
This is my wife.
If you were out of shape, physical shape, okay, how would you get back in shape? Like, what would you do? Let's be realistic, logical. If you're out of shape, you've been out of shape, you're overweight, you're not as healthy as you can be, right? What would you do if you made a commitment to be in shape? Okay, right? If you were committed to being in shape, and let's talk about physically right now, what would you do to break the pattern, the software? So somebody says you could diet, you can exercise, you can sleep well, right? Get 6 to 8 hours of sleep so you reduce your cortisol levels and reduce your leptin levels. So diet, go to the gym, visualize, motivate. Willie says start gradually, right? You can create a vision board and see yourself right in shape. Right? You can start with small steps. You can get an accountability partner. You can join a gym. You can hire a coach. You can ask a family member or friend if she or he would like to, start small so you can develop the habits. Matt Touch 321, right? So what are habits? Habits are automatic combinations of thoughts, emotions, feelings, sensations, and behaviors that are all automatic to do without thought. But to get to a habit, right? To get to a habit, we have to start, all right, with how we think, right? We have to continue with how do we feel, motivated or unmotivated? Well, how do we get motivated? How do we stay motivated? Then we need to know what are the behaviors that we want to take. So we want to work on an inner game and an outer game. So all of my students, for example, all my private clients, whether I'm working with a CEO or an athlete or a homemaker, doesn't matter. I ask them to commit to 100 days, okay, to develop a new pattern that they can reinforce. So do you think it's reasonable? Let me ask you a question. Do you think it's reasonable to say to yourself that I'm going to commit to 100 days to give myself the best chances of a solid foundation that I could build upon? So instead of thinking that I'm going to change a result or change a habit that I've had for 10, 20, 30 years in a weekend or in a week or 2 or 3, that's just unrealistic. Do you think that if we just change the expectation and we said, okay, I'm going to do it fast, but I'm not going to do it so fast that I don't sustain the thinking, the emotions, and the behaviors. So here's what I want to ask you, right? If you're committed to an outcome that you don't just want to achieve and then stop, right? Then why not commit to a process that you can continue? And people will do things for either a reason, a season, or a lifetime. A reason, a season, or a lifetime. Here's what we know, okay? Let's say you've been earning a certain amount of income for the last, 10 years. All right, within range. And you wanna maybe double or triple your income. Isn't it worth it to be disciplined to sustainable change versus, rapid change that goes away? If we are creatures of habit, then why not get really good at develop empowering, constructive, positive habits? Why not get good at upgrading our own mental and emotional and behavioral software so that once we do it, we can just sustain it because we set a new expectation for ourselves? There's too many people, okay, out there teaching, fast food thinking, lose all the weight in 7 days. Well, you're going to gain it all back because most of the weight you lose is water. Right? Let's see how much money I can make this weekend. Well, that's great, but you're not going to sustain it because the habit is not there. This is why people who win the lottery lose it within 3 years, and people who lose money that they've made it gain it back within 3 years because they have the neural pattern of the behavior.
Rule number 6, market your business.
When I analyze businesses, whether they're startups or doing $100 million in revenue, doesn't make a difference. Usually there's something in one of those three or all of those three that is missing. And so when we start to focus on getting the inner game right, plus what you need to do, and then you do it, the results are pretty easy. So here's what I want you to ask yourself. Are there people out there, all right, that could buy your product or service, but you don't know how to reach them, right? Is it possible that there's people out there that need what you have, your product, your service, your knowledge, your skills, whatever it is that you're selling, offering to the marketplace? Is it possible that you just don't know how to reach them? So that means that it's a skill set issue, right? Now, in 2021, we know how to do those things. There, like I said earlier where I started, right? The fact that there are 2 billion people a day online means that there's more than enough people to get in front of. Listen, in the old days, right? When we didn't have the internet, we had to advertise, in the newspapers, postcards, magazines, radio, television, or set up a store in a shopping center. But now just about every single business, okay, is online offering information, content to develop a relationship and rapport with prospects. And they're taking them through a process. Yellow Pages, that's right. Thank you, Muse Debbie Muse, right? So Yellow Pages. So here's the thing. One of the formulas that you must figure out is where I started before. Traffic times conversion equals revenue. The added version to that is traffic times conversion plus repeat business and referrals equals exponential revenue. Traffic times conversion equals revenue. Now traffic times conversion plus referrals and repeat business equals exponential revenue. And so one of the things that you need to be thinking about, okay, and if this is the only thing that you leave today, I'm going to give you a couple things. Number one is I need to adapt. I need to adapt to the market and use all the tools available to me, but not use every one of them. I want you to ask yourself the question I posed earlier is what has to happen in order for me to just double or triple the leads that I get? Leads. The prospects coming to see you online or offline. If you just focused on that question, what has to happen in order for me to double or triple my prospects or leads? And I'm not sure who said that you picked up the answer, Virginia. Yeah, this is my New York Times best-selling book, The Answer. If anybody's read it, it is a New York Times bestseller for many, many, many years now. One of the best books on the inner game and outer game of business. Let me put that back over there on my thing, but I didn't come here to sell you on my book. I want to give you information. If anybody wants to get the book on Amazon for $15 or less, it'll blow your mind. And The Lux Coast, you're reading it now? Awesome. So when we understand there's already a process in place, and we discover how do we take our product or service and create the marketing? How many of you, are you good in marketing? Are you good in marketing? Meaning, I'm not talking about branding. I'm talking about getting your product or service with the right message in front of the ideal client. If you're not good at marketing, okay, I want you to let me know, are you good at marketing? Yes or no? So you're not good at marketing. Think about this. If you're a business owner, there's a couple of different hats that you have to make sure are being taken care of, right? In business, if you're a business owner with a product or service, you have to have somebody who's doing the marketing, right? Which is developing your brand, creating your messaging for how you're going to promote your product or service to people who don't know you. You have to learn how to sell, and selling is doing something for somebody, not to somebody. You need to learn how to manage. You need to learn how to either develop products. You need to learn some of the technology needs that you have. There's a lot of different hats that you have to wear, or you have to make sure that somebody in your company is wearing that hat, right? And so imagine if you're need surgery, but you're not a good surgeon. What would you do? You'd have to find, how do I get somebody who could do the surgery? So for those of you who are not good at marketing or sales, which is the oxygen required for any business, regardless of how good your product or service are, the question you want to be asking yourself is this: who can I hire to help me? Or who can I barter with to help me? Who can I partner with to help me do my marketing and sales if you're not good at that? So hire, partner, barter, or defer payment to get it done. Because without marketing and selling, you really don't have a business. And those are skills that either you have that you need to develop, or you don't have, you're not good at, you don't want it, but you still need to figure out as a business owner, how am I going to get it done? Your job as a business owner is not to do everything, but to make sure that everything that is oxygen and is required gets done.
Rule number 7, work on your self-image.
If your self-image is not in coherence with the goal that you want to achieve, you'll sabotage your success. We discovered that self-esteem, if there's a disconnect between our vision and goals and self-esteem will drag us down, procrastinate, sabotage, rationalize. Those are the causes, or the self-esteem is one of the causes that holds us back.
Rule number 8, focus on lead generation.
You have to get the word out that you're out there, and you can do it right now inexpensively online. You can do it through networking. You can do it through being in groups. You can do it in a variety of different ways. And every one of your strategies, what you do, has to match your ability to execute and do it. So don't pick a strategy like doing videos if you hate being on camera. Don't say I'm going to write articles if you're not going to write yourself, or hire a company to write for you. So pick the strategies that you're actually going to do to completion. And here's what I recommend. If you want to start solving the Rubik's Cube, start with the 2x2, then 3x3 and 4x4. Why? Because in learning the 2x2, you learn the fundamentals for the 3x3. And that translates to you doing things in business that's actually easy for you to do, or easy for you to learn first. As the CEO of your company, you need to be focusing every day on marketing and generating leads, and every day on converting those leads into paying customers. And then every day, the people that don't buy, you need to nurture them and develop a relationship with them. And when you focus on lead generation, lead conversion, and lead nurturing, now you have a daily process of what every business owner that makes it to 100,000, 250, 500, $1 million consistently knows they had to figure out. And when you want to get to the next level, the next level, the next level, it's a function of more leads that are qualified, that you convert, that you nurture, and then you create some processes and systems that'll help you grow and scale. Thinking the right way is just as important as doing the right things. So don't get caught up just doing a whole bunch of stuff. Do the right things in the right order at the right time, and that'll be like opening up a safe with the right combination.
Rule number 9, manage your weaknesses.
Here's what I learned many, many years ago, and I'm going to leave you with this. One of my mentors, who is a billionaire, said, John, I don't want you to get stronger at your weaknesses. I want you to get stronger at your strengths. I want you to manage your weaknesses. Manage my weaknesses. I said to him, how do I manage my weaknesses? He says, you practice radical honesty about what you're strong in, create a plan to get better, and you are radically honest what you're not good at, and you find people to help you who are good at that. Now, here is what I'm going to leave you with. He said to me, hire people who play at things you have to work at. Hire people who play at things you have to work at. And I can fill in the blank like I did before, say you can hire, barter, defer payment, or partner with people who play at the things that you have to work at. All right, so if you're not good at certain parts of business, that's okay. You need to admit you're not good at it, but your job as the CEO of your business is to figure out how am I going to get that done. By asking better questions, you get better answers. But by saying, I'm not good at that, I don't know how to do that, I don't like that, you're reinforcing your patterns in your brain. You're reinforcing patterns in your brain that are going to make you worse at it. So instead of putting yourself down, lift yourself up. Instead of coming up with stories and reasons and excuses why you can't, focus your brain on how you will, because you must. You got to clear through the noise of negativity out there. Stay positive, because people are buying, people are buying, people are buying right now. And that means that there is more business available to you. But you have to manage your mindset, upgrade your skill set, and then make sure that you're taking the right actions in the right order at the right time.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is don't be afraid.
My name is Scott Harrison.
Just listen.
This is my wife.
Fear. But what is fear? Is fear something that you should fear? No. I want you to imagine as you're driving down the street in your car and a light pops up on the dashboard. A light pops up. Have you ever taken a hammer and hit the light because you don't like the light? Of course not. That would be silly, right? What if the light on the dashboard was just a signal? Maybe you're low on tire air pressure. Maybe you're missing air or water in your windshield wiper. Maybe the back trunk door is open. Isn't the signal in your car just for you to be aware that maybe something is wrong or something needs attention? Is it possible that if we stop thinking of fear as the enemy, fear is one of your biggest friends? Why? Well, when you understand how did this organism, develop, and how does it keep us alive? It pays attention to things, in your external world, triggers from your external world that could cause your death or destruction. It causes you to do what? When there is a potential threat, predator or threat at the door, it lights up the fear signal, sends cortisol, epinephrine, or norepinephrine into your bloodstream, so you either know how to fight it, you run away, or you freeze, hoping that the predator will go away. So when your brain, every brain, gets this signal that there is a threat at the door, it sends a signal in the form of a neurochemical that you feel. Now, if somebody feels this threat in their body, but they don't know how to manage the emotion we call fear. Let's say there's a fear that you have a failure and what it might mean to your family? What about a fear of losing money and not having enough to pay the rent, the mortgage, or for retirement? What if there's a fear of trying something and then it not working out and you're embarrassed or ashamed or ridiculed or rejected or judged? Oh my God, if you judge me, then you're going to reinforce my low self-esteem of myself, and then holy shit, then who am I? You understand what's happening in the circuits I'm just describing? So when our brain has this fear circuit activated, do you think the fear circuit causes you to go, oh, hey, let's take action anyway? Or do you think it goes, high alert, high alert, high alert, be aware, what's going on? What if you fail? What if you succeed? What if you succeed and fail? Whenever that circuit is triggered, motivational circuit shuts down. Whenever that circuit is activated, your thinking circuit shuts down. All the blood flow goes into a part of your brain to help you do what? Possibly run away, protect yourself. It's a protection mechanism. But here is what I want you to remember. This automatic trigger and circuit has been evolving for millions of years. But your specific experiences since you were born in the modeling, experiential, and the imprinting years caused you to have beliefs about things. Some empower you, some disempower. Let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. When I say the word, or let me give you a different, the same example with just a little different story. If I say to you that I'd like to take a big snake about 5 feet long and let it slither across your arm and around your neck, and it's a python, how many of you go, oh, wow, that would be great? Versus how many of you are going, oh my God, let me run away, get it off of me. Just think of a snake slithering on you and curling itself around your neck. How many of you are like, run? Versus, oh my God, that would be great. Can you take a picture of me with it so I can put it on social media? So is it really the snake that is the threat, or is it your concept in your brain, the meaning that you have associated with a snake that is activating for some of you the reward center, and for others the fear center? Same stake, same stimuli. There isn't even a snake here. I just had you think about it, right? And it triggered that fear circuit for some, reward circuit for others. So it's never about the thing. So when we have fear of being embarrassed, ashamed, ridiculed, judged, fear of disappointing ourselves, fear of failing, fear of succeeding, there's 50 different types of fears, we automatically trigger the circuit that does what? Stops our action taking.